Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Expert Division with the tournament win for the Grand Forest Tournament here in Golf Clash, the game video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. And before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and that would mean a lot if you could subscribe for free in the bottom right corner. Also go to golfclashtommy.com for more Golf Clash related content for free. Last but not least, get the best guides on the market for tour play and tournament play by going to patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Link directly in the description down below. Can we get this video to 300 thumbs up? That would be amazing and I would be very thankful for that. Also follow the info box on the right hand side for the club distance adjustment, for the elevation adjustment, also what ball and club type I suggest you to play with. Have in mind that you don't have to follow what I do suggest, but there's always a plan behind it. In the end though, let's go to hole number 1. For hole number 1, we're going to start the tournament by having a very good chance of making an eagle. And I would say if you're going to win gold, this is a shot you do need to drop. Now we do have half of the red ring at the top there inside the rough. I'm adding max top spin and max side spin right with an Apocalypse level 5. Adjustment is going to be minimum distance with a 20% over adjustment. You can see I'm struggling finding the mark there, but eventually I do find it, and then it's time to go with curl. You can see right side of the ball just outside the adjustment ring to the right. And this is a very bad great shot. This is a double great right, and you can see I'm close to the rough but still making, which is good. That honestly, that's confidence boost, as we can actually make a really crappy drive and still get there. 336 yards. Now 336 yards, you will see me play with the thorn, and now I'm going to follow a thought here, which is going to be bottom part of the blue ring by the bunker, and then we're going to just apply spin here. So I'm using 1 bar of backspin, ball guideline to the hole, and then adjustment is going to in the end be 5.5 rings in this example, which is slightly less. It's 92% in slider with 20% elevation. But you will notice here that I will miss to the right, and that is what I don't want to do. So the thing that I want us to increase with is that I want us to increase the elevation to 25% and use 92% slider, which is a total of which is a max distance, and deducting 0.2 rings for those that are not using slider. So summarize it, just make it a bit more understandable. 25% elevation if you're using slider, 92% slider, 25% elevation, okay? If you don't use a slider, you're using the max distance numbers with 25% elevation, deducting 0.2 rings from 336 yards. Then get in the hole. For hole number 2 in Expert, I would strongly recommend to use a Win 5 Power 1 ball here. And I'm using 2 bars of side spin to the right and then 3.5 bar back spin. I'm looking to do a rough bump in a very simple way. Top of the yellow ring by the rough line, ball guideline to the hole. And here you can see the importance of adding spin before you find your position. Now, adjustment is going to be medium distance with a 20% over adjustment with power 3 ball numbers, or like settings. Now once we have adjusted, we will pull back 1 ring, and this is as we're going from a low point to a high point and gain more distance with our shot. We then need to compensate, and that's why we pull back. We will clip the rough, and we love the roll there. Perfect speed, sure, left side of the pin, but I will take it for a nice hole-in-one here on hole number 2. Hole number 3 is one of my absolute favorite par 5s in the whole game, so this is gonna be a treat. We start with the quarterback, and here I'm using 1 bar of top spin, 3 bars of left spin, half of the red ring inside the rough. If you do play with a quarterback level 7 or level 8, you will have to push up 1 ring after your adjustment, as you do have less power. But for quarterback level 9, level 10, you keep the absolute same adjustment. Max plus 10, and then it's time to take our shot. We're gonna apply curl, which is going to be left side of the ball halfway through the adjustment ring there to the left. Perfect ball, and we're looking to get this ball up to around 320 yards. Somewhere between 319 to 323 is something that I will be very pleased with. 322 is awesome, and we have the second shot with our sniper. Now we're going to try to catch the funnel that is on the back end of the green. I'm using top spin and a little bit of side spin. You will see I'm having a hard time deciding for what to go with, and eventually I do decide to go with 1 bar of left spin, as I do want to take myself away from the rough on the left. Sure, even if I clip the rough, I will still have a simple wedge to making the eagle, but we want to stay away from that. 3.5 bar top spin, 1 bar left spin. We're aiming so we have the swirl of the, or like the end of the ball guideline that just go like this little swirl or bow or whatever we can call it, to be 1 green square right of pin, like in that bright green square. Adjustment maximum distance with a minus 20% under adjustment, and then we're going to see the ball bouncing, and we're gonna go right side of the pin, and the ball will fall down towards the pin again for a lovely little albatross. So we're aiming left, but we want the ball to come into the right. If that happens and you get it there, you could be very positive towards the fact that you will drop that one for an albatross. And I do believe this is an absolute money adjustment, and this will be a must albatross if you're going to win the tournament. For hole number 4, we will be playing with our sniper, and we're going to find a position where it's going to be bottom right of the white ring by the tree and the bottom part of the blue ring by the rough. Adjustment is max plus 10. We're gonna get there in a bit. 3 bars of side spin to the right, and then I'm using 4 bars of backspin as a start, but I changed to 3.8. I shouldn't have done that. So we should have played with 4 bars of backspin, because the backspin then will then put us more right once we are adding the curl, which we will do. Maximum distance plus 10, so an 8.1 ring adjustment, and then you can see the curl. I'm going with only half a ball outside the adjustment ring to the right, and we would like to add a little bit more, not much more, but a little bit more is what we at least looking for. The ball comes up there, up the hill, and it falls down, and we are a little bit short when it comes to the curl, and that is something that we do need to add a little bit more, then we would be nice. So 4 bars of backspin, add a little bit more curl, keep the rest of it as it is here in the guide, then you will be super duper close. For hole number 5, I want you to use either the rock or the quarterback. This due to its accuracy and the ball guideline to simplify the drive a lot. We do have a headwind, so I'm not going to push this ball at all much. So I'm looking to use a side spin 2 ball and then wind resistance 3 minimum. If you do have a superstar ball, then you can use that. There is other balls with the same type of stats, but a kingmaker will definitely be fine as well. Bottom of the white ring inside the, or like by the rough there, we kind of box it in, if that makes sense. And then we do adjust maximum distance, no elevation, and we're having no curl whatsoever either. So 2 bars of side spin right, half a bar of backspin, box in the white ring at the bottom right corner there, and adjust max with no elevation. And you can see here the ball gets up there. We're looking for a yardage around 280 yards. The thing that we're gonna do for the second shot is to always find minimum distance of our club. You see that I do have the grizzly packed just to make sure that I will always be in minimum distance here. And there is a funnel there. I could bet something on that should be called a funnel. And I'm looking to use 1 left spin. I'm looking to use a top spin as well. I want the ball guideline to go through the hole approximately 2 green squares. So in my opinion, this is a little bit too little. Okay, so adjustment here is going to be 1-to-1. Medium distance plus 10 is the plan. And I believe, even though I do hit great on this shot, that the funnel here that we are playing to in, or like rolling the ball in, is going to be so helpful. So even if we do come more right, the ball will fall down left anyway. And I'm not saying that we will drop it all the time, but I do believe that the same adjustment could actually have dropped with a perfect. But it always feels nice with a great ball drop, that's for sure. So, minimum distance, we play medium plus 10, which is 1-to-1 in terms of, you know, medium distance plus 10 power 3 ball setting. So, simple setup here, but I do believe that even though we have a headwind, we have found a way to make this a very good chance for a drop. Okay, for hole number 6, I'm going to use one of the power 4 side spin 3 and the power 3 ball. Power 4 side spin 3 wind 3 it is. Using the quarterback for the drive, red ring by the rough line, 4 bars of top spin and 3 bars of side spin to the right, starting at +4 with the quarterback. Adjustment, maximum distance plus 20. So we do adjust for the max plus 20, and to just be added, the new forest ball in the game is also the same type of stats here, which will definitely be something that you can use. I'm using, in my case, a Champions Gold ball, which has the same stat as the Kingmaker X. Bouncing on the fairway, into the rough and roll out on the fairway. We do want the ball to go as far up and to the right possible, and the more right, the better it's going to be. Because now for the second shot, we do want to have all the side spin here. We could cope with less side spin for the drive, but for the second shot, if playing this approach, we do need a lot of side spin. So 3 bars of left spin, and I'm going to use 2 bars of back spin here, leaving the ball guideline short of pin. So we get it there, and we do leave the ball guideline short of pin. And then it's time to make our adjustment. And here I do adjust for a maximum distance plus a 30 adjustment. And I want us to play with max plus 35 is what I want us to play with. And in the end though, I think we could increase that even more. But the problem we will have then is that we will, if so, have a problem with the tree there, I do believe. And so we need to make sure that we're not making a mess of this shot by adjusting and clipping the tree. So max plus 35. However though, with this type of wind, we had a power slice going into the last tournament, which I will be uploading on the channel once that is dialed in enough for me to provide a solid adjustment for you. I don't want to put up a power slice that has worked one time and we don't really have any notes for it. Then it's just guesswork, and that could create a bad thing for us in the end. But that is something that we're working on, because I do believe that we could, based on that win, we could find ourselves with a much better opportunity if using a power slice in a good way. For hole number 7, I will be using a special ball, or like a paid ball, and go for a rough bump. There is tons of value in reducing the wind here, and I'm using 3 left spin, 1 bar of top spin, and looking for the top right of the yellow ring to be by the rough line, ball guideline going through the hole. Adjustment, as you see in the info box, maximum distance plus 10 is what I'm using. So I'm going to adjust 5.9 rings. And you can see here that I'm trying to have a pull angle that is more or less straight. The thing that I would like you to do is that I would like you to have an 1159 in pull angle. And the thing that will happen with 1159 here is that you will have the first bounce further to the, if we're looking from the pin back to tee, it will bounce more to the left inside the rough. And the reason, the reason I miss right is due to having a slight 1201 pull angle combined with a slight 1201 pull angle, which means my ball bounce more right and then I miss more right. So we do need to have an 1159 here. It could honestly be value as well to maybe aim right side of the cup as well with our ball guideline to start with. Work in progress, but I do really feel that the rough bump is going to be the best possible play here, so we can reduce the wind and then get ourselves a good chance for an hole-in-one. For hole number 8, I will show you one shot with an Apocalypse, which is a 240-yard driver, and we're gonna go with a curl shot towards the green. And then we do have another one, which is going to be the big topper in between the trees. So first, Apocalypse level 8 here, and this would be the same type of play if I would be having an Apocalypse level 6, 7, or 8. Have in mind that this is a work in progress, and I'm basically just adding this as this was my first try, and I wanted to at least give you some sort of an example on how easy this hole is going to be when it comes to the tournament. I'm having 3/4 of the ball outside the adjustment ring to the left, and I'm adding 1 ring of overpower. And you can see here that we bounce nicely on the fairway. Problem is though that we do need a little bit more curl, or we need to reduce the adjustment a little bit to be able to get the ball to not clip the rough using 5 bars of backspin. No matter what though, as I clip the rough, I will still have no problem making the eagle there with my wedge. Maximum distance, no elevation is the plan. Now we do have the big topper type of shot, max top spin, 1 left spin, and now we're going to go in between the 2 trees, and we're looking to have the ball guideline. As you can see, we are looking, we'll see when we turn around here, we're looking to have the ball guideline in a way where the 3rd bounce is just going to show to be by the edge of the rough, like by the top of the rough, and that is what we're looking for. And the importance with this type of shot is always going to be the ball guideline, because if we're aimed too far up, then we will miss the rough and we will roll into the bunker on the back. If we do go too far back, we will not get out of the rough, which obviously is going to be hard at that as well. Now we're getting down to the fairway, simple wedge. Use the wedge with the best type of ball guideline that you do have for, you know, easier time making the eagle. No matter what though, how much we dislike this hole or whatever, we need to make an eagle here every single time. For the last hole here in this playthrough, it's hole number 9, and now we're gonna play aggressive. Berserker ball is the thing. We're looking to have minimum 9.5 miles per hour. If you don't have a 9.5 miles per hour wind, I would recommend you to change to a power 5 wind 0 ball instead of the wind 1. So I'm using a driver here, Apocalypse level 5, and that is obviously a 240 yard driver. Those of you playing with Apocalypse level 4, or you may be playing with an Exma level 8, maybe it could be, you know, to just be safe to go and play with a Wind 0 Power 5 ball anyway, just because you have a little bit less power. I do think you will reach over anyway with the structure that I did explain, but, you know, it's better to have some margin. Maximum distance plus 20. Once that is done, we push up to max, and then it's time, you know, we go max overpower, trying to hit perfect. Great right is better than a great left, but the positive part with a great left would be that we take ourselves further away from the tree on the right. So I rather want us to have a little bit more space on the left side than we do have on the right. And then for the second shot, we play with Grizzly or the B52. And with the Grizzly, I may be doing a plus yardage table here, if we can get to the same spot all the time, as that is something that we can definitely have a good thing with. 1.2 backspin. Leaving the ball guideline, you can see here approximately 2 green squares short of pin, trying to have the ball guideline in line and with the red ring by the rough line. Trying to have a 12 pull angle here, and adjustment is 62% slider, 10% over adjustment. So I'm adjusting 11 rings for 9.4 miles per hour. And now in the end, we're gonna have to hit perfect. And if we do hit perfect, we will see ourselves having a very good chance making an albatross here. And when it zooms in like this, I know it's going to be super duper close and lovely to end up with eagle. No, it was actually because I timed out to try to find a good spot. That's why it showed an eagle when it really would have been an albatross if we wouldn't have, you know, mixed around a little bit with our spot. In the end though, very good chance, I would say, especially when they give us tailwind. So that's going to be good. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Expert Division with the tournament win here for Grand Forest Tournament in Golf Clash the game. Make sure you hit thumbs up before you go, and make sure you get prepared for the win changes to come, which will come not this tournament, but it looks like it's gonna come the tournament after that. And get your guides on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck in your Golf Clash game.